boys and girls of grade 4 Orchid, and how are we doing this morning? Okay, I'm glad to know that everybody is doing great. Now I am Miss Ravita, and today we are going to be doing mathematics. Okay pupils, and the topic for today's class is mass and non-standard units. Okay boys and girls, so teacher has a very fun lesson for you today. And in today's lesson, we will identify light objects, heavy objects. We'll be using materials to construct an improvised scale. And this same scale we'll use to measure objects around our classroom. We will also be doing a digital online quiz. So remember to pay attention and ask questions. Okay boys and girls, so now we'll look at the song video to begin our lesson. Now teacher is going to come around with some paddles. They're titled Heavy and Light. And while we're listening to the song, we're going to put up our paddles if we think the object is heavy or if the object is light.
Heavy, heavy, a dumbbell is heavy. Light, light, a paper is light. Heavy, heavy, a chair is heavy. Light, light, a pencil is light. Come along and sing this song, and you can get it right. What is heavy and what is light? If I say something that's heavy, move around like it's heavy. And if I say something that's light, move around like it's light. An elephant is heavy. A balloon is light. A bowling ball is heavy. A tennis.
Okay boys and girls, how many of you enjoyed that song video? Okay, very well. So now teacher is going to ask you some questions on the song. So listen attentively. Now what is one light object you would have identified from the video? Go ahead, Marcy. Marcy said the light object is the paper. Very good, Marcy. What's another light object? Go ahead, Brandon. Brandon said another light object is the feather. Very good. What about a heavy object? What's one heavy object we saw from the video? Go ahead, Jennifer. Jennifer said that one heavy object is the dumbbell. Very good, Jennifer. Okay, what about another heavy object from the video? Who can tell teacher another heavy object? Go ahead, Crandon. Crandon said another heavy object was a chair. Very good, class. Okay, boys and girls, so now that we would have identified our light objects and our heavy objects, let's see now how that relates to mass. Now on our chart here, we have mass. Can you say this term with teacher? Mass. Very good. Now let's answer this question. What is mass? The amount of matter an object has is known as its mass. When we measure the mass of something, we measure how heavy or how light that object is. Class, let's look at the classroom door lock. Now, the amount of matter that makes up this padlock is known as its mass. Now we can tell the mass of an object by feeling the object. So I'm going to pass. So let's compare two objects. Teacher has a pencil and the padlock. So I'm going to pass the padlock around and I'm going to pass the pencil around. And you are going to feel the two objects in your hand and you are going to tell teacher which one is heavier. Is the padlock heavier or is the pencil heavier? Okay, Brandon, what do you say? Is the padlock heavier or is the pencil heavier? Brandon said the padlock. Okay, what about Jamie? Jamie, which one of the objects is heavier? The padlock. Okay, what Crystal says? Crystal is also saying the padlock is heavier. And we know the padlock is heavier because we are feeling it, right? We are feeling that we need to put a little more effort into holding up the padlock. compared to the pencil. Use scales to weigh things. Now an example of this is the kitchen scale. Now you will see the scale at home, or when you're at the market, you will see persons using this scale. So this is a kitchen scale, and it works by putting an object here, and when you push down, the reading, the arrow, it goes around, it tells you the reading of how much the object weighs. Now today's class, we are not going to be using the kitchen scale, we'll be making our own scale. Okay class, now let's look at the units of mass. So the most common units of measurement used to measure mass are grams and kilograms. And grams is abbreviated as G, and kilogram is abbreviated as kg. Okay class, so it is important to note that 1 kilogram is equivalent to 1,000 grams. And we see that we have a scale here, and we have 1 kg on one side, and there's 1,000 gram on the other side. And do you see that the scale is balanced? So 1 kilogram is equivalent to 1,000 gram. Class, so let's look at gram and kilogram. So a gram is very light. These items weigh approximately 1 gram. So you have items like the pencil lid, the paper clip, and a piece of chewing gum would weigh a gram. Now let's look at the kilogram. So a kilogram is 1,000 grams. These items weigh approximately 1 kilogram. So we have 1 liter of milk, 2 loaves of bread, and 7 apples. Okay boys and girls, so now that we would have learned about mass and the units of mass, let's now look at determining the mass of various objects. And we are going to do this by making an improvised scale. Okay boys and girls, so now we are going to make our improvised scale to measure the mass of various objects. So the materials that we are going to be using is a hanger, polythene twine, and cups. And we'll also need a scissors to bore the holes in the cup. So teacher is now going to demonstrate how to make this improvised scale. So let's make our improvised scale. So teacher has the coat hanger, the polythene twine, and the cups. Now the first thing that we are going to do is take our cup, and we're going to make 2 holes at the side. Now teacher is going to come around, and she's going to help you with this task. Now that we would have bored our holes in our cup, we're then going to take our polythene twine and pass it through the holes in the cup. Okay class, using the polythene twine and our ruler, we're going to measure the length of the twine. We're then going to cut it and make 2 equal lengths of twine. Okay class, so when we would have passed our polythene twine through the cup, this is what it should look like. So now we're going to pull on the string, making sure that it's aligned properly. And we'll do this for the second cup as well. Okay boys and girls, so after you would have passed the polythene twine through the cup, we're now going to tie the ends of the twine. So we're going to make a knot at the tip of the twine here, like so. And now we're going to string it onto our hanger. Okay boys and girls, so this is what our improvised scale should look like. And we must ensure that both cups are at the same level. Okay class, so now that we have constructed our improvised scale, teacher is now going to show you how we use this scale. Teacher is going to put the hanger on the hook, and she's going to ensure that both of the cups are level. Object one is a roll of paper and an empty plastic bottle, and we are going to put each object inside of the cup. So one in one cup and the other object in the other cup. And let's observe what is happening. So right away we see that the roll of tissue paper is heavier than the bottle. Okay class, now we'll use 2 other different objects to measure which is heavier. So we have a clothespin and a pack of Play-Doh. So let's put them in our cup. Let's put the clothespin in one side of the cup and the Play-Doh in the other cup. And let's see which one is heavier. So we can see that the Play-Doh is heavier than the clothespin. Okay boys and girls, now that you would have observed how to make the improvised scale, it is now your turn to make your improvised scale in your group. So we are going to come to our activities. Boys and girls, now teacher is going to come and place the materials inside of your groups. Okay class, coming to group 1. Now group 1, you are tasked with object 1, object 2 and your results. So you are going to write your object 1, object 2 and then you're going to write your results after you would have measured using the improvised scale. Coming to group 2. Group 2, you are going to draw your objects. So you have your object 1, your object 2 and your results, and you're drawing your results after you would have measured using your improvised scale. Coming to group 3. Group 3, you are going to paste your objects. So you're going to paste your object 1, object 2 and your result. Okay boys and girls, so now that we would have completed our group activities, teacher wants you to put your result sheet to the side. Okay class, so now prepare to do your online quiz. Teacher is coming around to distribute the laptops to the groups. Okay boys and girls, now let's open the laptops and sign in to Kahoot. Now, we are going to do a Kahoot game that has 8 questions. Teacher is going to guide you through the questions. Question 1, what is mass? So on the space provided, you are going to put your answers. Question 2, heavier objects have more mass. Is that a true statement or is that a false statement? Select your answers. Question 3, a paper clip weighs approximately 1 kilogram. Is that a true statement or is that a false statement? Mass is measured in grams. Is that a true statement or a false statement? Select your answers. Question 5. Apple weighs 40 grams, therefore the pear weighs. So this is the picture and we're selecting our options. Is it 40 kilograms, 32 grams, 40 grams, or 32 kilograms? Question 6. Select the correct measurement that will balance the scale below. So this is a scale. And we have to select the options. Which is the right option? Is it 50 kg, 1 gram, 400 gram, or 1000 gram? Question 7. Pictures in order from lightest to heaviest. So we can open the picture and have a better view. You can open the picture and have a better view. Question 8. Place the pictures in order of heaviest to lightest. Okay boys and girls, so now that we would have completed our online quiz, teacher wants you to close the laptops and put them on the side of the table. So now teacher is going to ask you some questions to recap today's lesson. So sit back and listen attentively. Okay boys and girls, so let's say if we do not have a kitchen scale, how else can we estimate and determine the mass of an object? Go ahead, Britancy. Britancy saying by making a scale, an improvised scale. Very good, Britancy. Okay class, now from the activities that we would have done, can you list one light object that you would have recorded? Go ahead, Sarah. Sarah said one light object was the feather. Okay, Okay, what's another heavy object obtained from your result? Go ahead, Chelsea. Chelsea said the paste bottle. Okay, class. Give yourselves a round of applause. Very well done. Okay, class. Now we'll look at the video on light and heavy objects to conclude our lesson. Passing around the paddles. Stand and let's sing the heavy and light song.
Heavy, heavy, a dumbbell is heavy. Light, light, a paper is light. Heavy, heavy, a chair is heavy. Light, light, a pencil is light. Come along and sing this song, and you can get it right. What?
To the end of our lesson on mass and non-standard units. Teacher, hope you learned a lot and you enjoyed today's lesson. I will see you in our next class. Goodbye.